Hello, and welcome back to the final episode of Mission in Motion, a three-part video series in preparation for the oncoming special session of Annual Conference. I'm Joe Fielding, currently serving as the Chief Financial Officer and Treasurer of the Eastern Pennsylvania Conference of the United Methodist Church. We've received many questions about how our EPA staff are learning and working alongside the Greater New Jersey Conference staff during our affiliation experiment. And I intend to close out this video series by discussing this topic with you. There's a Berkinabe proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. The experiment of affiliation began last summer when the HR directors of EPA and G&J met to share their concern and their struggle related to staff shortages and how we could work collaboratively to fill those needs. We recognized such overlap in our communications, and therefore our first venture was to establish a shared communications team. We combined our two departments into one to share and maximize the creative talents, the skills, and the resources of both staff. The following January, our two cabinets began meeting together to make appointments together. We then established an affiliation leadership team to discern how we could mirror the successes of the affiliated communications team in other areas. Now it has blossomed into an innovative model of collaboration that makes us both stronger, especially during this time of limited staffing and resources in both annual conferences. Honestly, we're just beginning to live into this timely affiliation experiment, but it's proving to be beneficial. Both conferences have staffing shortages. EPA's administration was down 5 crucial staff members this spring and summer while trying to manage the work of annual conference and the preparation for charge conferences. Even with our collaboration and the help we've been receiving from G&J staff, it's still difficult to meet the demands of this volume of work when we're not adequately staffed. It's truly a testament to the excellence of our staff that they continue to faithfully serve during this stressful time. We have formed teams that work together across conference lines to resource both EPA and G&J without impacting our budgets. This is not a merger. Both our conferences, our finances, and benefits continue to remain completely separate and distinct for each conference. You can see in this chart here that the staff that are working in one capacity or another in both conferences, what team they work for, and which conference is paying their salary. Collaboration runs from Reverend Dawn Taylor Storm and Reverend James Lee, who are basically split 50-50 because of the work that they do, to Daphne Hawkins, who worked almost exclusively with EPA. The only salary that is paid jointly is that of our Director of Communications. This position was created as a joint position, so each conference pays half of the salary. This chart will be available to view on our website. Again, this is not an impending merger. In fact, we are strengthening our positions as two separate and independent conferences. We can support our individual budgets and ministries because we work well together and share resources for the benefit of each conference. Sharing resources is not confined solely to EPA and G&J. The Missional Data Analysis Team is collaborating with Baltimore, Washington, and Peninsula, Delaware as we pursue shared programming and customization for our database and financial platforms. That way, we can share the costs. We're also reaching out to Upper New York and New England conferences. So to review, again, this is an experiment, and so far a promising experiment that we're living into. This is not a merger, and we are designing and managing the affiliation in such a way that we will be able to dismantle it if either annual conference desires. In January of 2024, the affiliation leadership team will put together a report to present to annual conference members. Each annual conference will consider and vote to approve or not approve, allowing the model of affiliation to move forward and continue to progress. Thank you again for tuning in to Mission in Motion. If you have any questions about the budget legislation or staffing, you can contact me at jfielding@epaumc.church. I look forward to seeing you all at the special session on September 9th at Lidditz United Methodist Church.